Hey, we still got the aim your way going on. Aim your way. It. Didn't they say if we should pop up in a couple weeks, it's about time for a new company to just pop up out of nowhere. Welcome to G Whiz. It's Preservation Thursday. Oh, man, that should make a blooper reel, huh? Hey, Preservation Thursday. Morning, folks. It's about 8:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You got it. Preservation Thursday. Preservation Thursday, fraud flavor of the week. I was sent this thread this morning. A gentleman named Kenny Calderon started a thread in one of the preservation over there on Facebook somewhere. I need people to work in New York. Who needs work in New York? So people start interjecting things into the thing. The guy don't put a company name, don't want to talk pricing, don't want to talk any of the particulars, just everything off the discussion board. Obviously, he caught some flack from a few people, a couple industry veterans. I think I saw Rich Rue's name in there. But here's my question. If you're going to start a discussion thread, how come you don't want to answer the questions that the people are asking you? If you start a thread, you need to be prepared to answer some questions. Answer the questions. Maybe that should have been our Business 101 tip of the week, but we got some good stuff coming up in Business 101. Scuttlebutt in the news! Preservation Thursday scuttlebutt in the news. This is what I have seen. This is what has been sent to me in writing that people are putting in social media. I'm not making this up. You can't make this up. Holy Toledo. You can't make this stuff up. Anyways, here's what puzzles me in that Kenny Calderon thread that I was reading this morning here. Get a load of this now. All kinds of red flags are going up in the thread. All kinds. Yet, there are still people in that thread asking this guy about work. Number one, you're recruiting on Facebook. Kind of like recruiting on Craigslist. You're getting an employee. You're an employee. Stop. Slap your face. Stop. You're an employee, or an implactor, as I call them. In the news, the scuttlebutt in the news this week. Northsite. A former employee said they are the worst to work for. They have low pay. They owe more. The employee just said they were the worst they'd ever worked for. All this other stuff is other commenters in a thread on Northsite. Remember, Northsite just merged with True Assets. And we'll get to that in just a minute. Low volume, low pay. They owe more. They owe more out than they're bringing in right now, folks. Maybe that was part of the merger. I don't know. But somebody on that, an internal employee, said approximately a month after the merger, that employee left because Northsite ran things to the ground in 1 month's time. Worst to work for. So, man, that when an employee says that, remember, they merged with True Assets. They go in and that merger ruins one company. I never heard a lot of bad about True Assets. There was always scuttlebutt with Northsite going on, but never True Assets. Now all of a sudden they merge. I don't know. I just don't know what to say there. there's there has to be some underlying currents that some of us ain't seeing right now. But I would think when you start hearing all kinds of stuff like that, that may be a company you want to stay away from. Those are red flags, especially the more than they're bringing in. That's a deficit company. It's not a viable company, folks. That's not liquid. Oh, man, oh man, oh man. You know, there is, I don't know if any of you are aware of this. We all like breakfast. It is breakfast time here on the West Coast. OJ, orange juice. Orange juice. You like orange juice? There is an orange juice advisory out right now across the country on Tropicana Minute Maid, Statter Brothers, Signature Farm, and Kirkland. Kirkland, I bring this up. We all love orange juice. That's a good source of vitamin C for our kids. But right now, all of those orange juices, ladies and gentlemen, 4.43 to 26.05 parts per billion glyphosate in the orange juice. The European Union has declared a ban on this chemical glyphosate. In addition, their safe level is 0.01 parts per billion. So when you get an orange juice that comes in at 26.05 parts per billion, we have a problem. Orange juice. Remember, it was our politicians that let Monsanto do this. So think about that going to the polls this year, ladies and gentlemen. Whom do your elected officials represent? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Speaking of being represented, A to Z wants to know, are you going to go visit Grandma for the holidays? Please be sure to put your company on hold. Put yourself on hold. Again, notify A to Z that you are going to go see Grandma for the holidays so they can work their business model around and give your work to somebody else. They'll have another impactor in the way, right in the wing, waiting to come in and do your work while you're gone. Labor needs to speak to each other. Yeah, A to Z just sent their thing out asking you to put yourself on hold so they could properly schedule the impactors to work and accommodate their business model. Everybody does something for the holidays, folks. Come on. Everybody does something for the holidays. Hey, where is my Five Brothers updater? I didn't hear nothing this week. I guess there were supposed to be some meetings or something going on last week. And again, I got something about the BLM. I got a serious couple emails on the BLM and Notion, Purdy, all kinds of stuff about training. I guess Jennifer Orr is a 4PQC manager supervising the training, instructing the training. I don't know, but the email is from Jennifer Orr instructing people to meet for training. Impactor! That's an employee. They're going to meet you for training. Do any of you stop when you go to these training things? Do any of you stop for just a minute and look, how is this training conducive to my business model? Or are they training you just like when you go to a safeguard seminar or you go to a field asset services yearly, whatever they want to call them. They don't call them training. But all those seminars, all those summits, all those conventions that you spend your money to go to is to train you to be a part of their business model. Think about it for a minute. What do they tell you? Oh, this is how you improve your business. But at the same time, you're improving your business. The instruction on how to invoice is to be compatible with their software. It is to be compatible with whatever they have in their system. Not what Joe Blow on 9th Street has going on. It's conducive to their business model. That's employee status, folks. That's employee status. I don't know how else to tell you there, but keep the emails coming on this documentation. We are putting a file together on the BLM and Notion, and I guess Purdy. I'm guessing Purdy. I'm hearing they're sending people out in the field to be trained on how to backfeed electricity into a home. Keep the emails coming, ladies and gentlemen. We will get them where they need to go. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. PK Management is looking for help in Illinois, Nevada, Idaho, Indiana, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Washington, Oregon, Alabama. Oh, I got Alabama on there twice. Sorry about that. North Carolina, South Carolina, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, the Big Mo, Kansas, Texas, Florida, Georgia, and Arizona. That's a small business? That's all HUD work. All HUD work. Again, dump receipts came up in the discussions on HUD work this week. I actually had somebody that got with me, and I was discussing something on this, and they actually sent me a thread, is what they sent me. Somebody sent me a thread where somebody was asking, hey, does anybody can somebody give me a dump receipt? I'm like, huh? What? Somebody asking for a dump receipt, and of course they get all these people telling them, oh, write your own, make your own, do this, do that. First and foremost, if you have a business, you have to have some kind of software, some kind of letterhead, some kind of stationery that you can be writing receipts on. I mean, you can do them by hand, for crying out loud, with picture or whatever, I don't know. But it comes back to this issue. Why are these companies asking you for a dump receipt? And if you can write your own dump receipt, Miss Savage, pay close attention. The software there is to manipulate that dump receipt. Why are you having to submit a dump receipt? There are contracts, and I'm chasing this down some more. If it is stipulated in a contract that you will be paid X amount, the primary is going to get paid X amount of money per cubic yard, there is also agreements out there that pay for the dump receipt. Why do you think they're asking you, the wannabe independent contractor, for a dump receipt? So they can get reimbursed. It's in a contract. Business 101. Why don't you have your own? I've never understood how anybody could say they're a business and then put a post up on, and this came from Facebook. Can I get a dump receipt? Can you get a dump receipt? First and foremost, that's fraud. Me giving you a dump receipt for something I did so you can submit it to get paid is fraud. But yet, I can only guess that all the people that were throwing up suggestions don't have a problem with pointing that out. That's why there are some of the problems in the industry, and it goes back to the recruiting issue. I see people, again, a guy sent a thing. This guy this morning, he's recruiting on Facebook. And he's going to get I was sent the whole thread. The guy got all defensive. You started the discussion, dude. Answer the questions. If you're going to go out there, answer the questions. But more importantly, I get people sending me stuff all the time. I probably get 20 or 30 hits a week from emails, from screenshots of somebody saying, hey, I need a contractor in. What do you mean you need a contractor in? You know, the whole industry is kittywampus, ladies and gentlemen. And while people will laugh and say what they will and scoff, it's not conducive when you see, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully here, but when you're a member of an organization and you see a fellow member get beat the snot out of in court, and you're doing the same thing they are doing, and you don't rectify your ship, you're no better than them. No better. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Because if they were found guilty of breaking the law, you're breaking the law. And you can dress that duck any way you want. You can put all kinds of lipstick on that duck all day long. At the end of the day, it's going to quack. It will quack. And when you go in and you tell the judge, well, I didn't know.
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
That's what they're going to tell you. You don't. You know, because myself and the lunatic in the mountain have been talking about this stuff for 7 years now. You know. And you know what you're doing. So the idea that I need a dump receipt because I don't have one and I can write one, the idea that I have to include paints, liquid hazard material, etc. in my cubic yardage and pay a higher fee to dump them than I do my garbage because I have to separate it at the other place. I can't dump all that in a landfill or in a transfer station. It goes and gets dumped separate and charged separate for. The idea of how the debris is done in this industry and just how stupid I'm sorry, but if you're going to do that, you're stupid because you are bending your company and molding your company to somebody else's business model. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. You are molding your company to that company's business model. Period. $6 a gallon is what it costs to dispose of liquid hazardous materials via a company in Sparks, Nevada called H2O Environmental. And there's no break. $300 for a 50-gallon drum. Now, we used to bill $10 a gallon, period. That's what we used to bill. When we were told we had to include tires, hazardous material, etc. in debris counts, we said no. And I never did, and I never will. You can't dump that material. It's illegal to dump that material with your other material. So why would I load everything into a vehicle only to have to separate it later? Time, labor, money. Is your time not worth anything? Is your time meaningless to you? Because that's what's going on there. You're not getting paid by the hour. You're getting paid by a job. So the whole idea, the whole concept is when you pay commissions, because basically that's what you're being paid, is a commission to finish a job. And the whole idea behind paying commissions versus hourly wages is to get volume completed. Because if I can get this job at $150 done today and I can do 2 more of them, I just made $450 for the day for myself. If I'm an employee, which you are. You're an employee. This is what I don't get. Everybody is so quick to run out and cover all these expenses and yet be treated like an employee at the risk of a back charge after the service has been approved, QC'd, paid. And then they'll come back and say, oh, you forgot a picture. We didn't catch this at first. We got to take your money back. Holy Toledo. Holy Toledo. I asked a couple questions about insurance. Magda Arroyo, drop dead gorgeous gal. She's in the insurance business down there, Santa Barbara, California. This is a West Coast company. I asked a couple questions. And Brown & Brown is, if you're looking at diversifying, you got an agriculture green thumb, you're doing the medical marijuana thing, they are providing insurance in the medical marijuana industry. But my question to her was this: hey, look, my company provides a multitude of services. How do I get a respectable insurance policy for my company? Do I have to go to a specific company, or will your broker and agents and stuff at Brown & Brown sit down with me as a business owner, discuss what I'm doing, what my goals are and stuff like that? And she said, absolutely, absolutely. And then she kind of threw something at me that I've been saying for quite a while. No insurance agent worth his salt is going to turn business away, number one, but they will write a policy for your business. Why do you think you have to answer so many questions about insurance? Why do you think even auto insurance? Who's driving? How far do you drive? Where do you live? All plays to how much your insurance premium is for auto insurance. Same with health insurance. Why would it be different for your business? Why? And this is what she didn't say it was wrong. She just said it didn't sound right. When I explained the scenario that, oh, these companies force people to buy from 3 companies because they're the only ones that write insurance for our industry. And she said, no, that's incorrect. If you have a good agent, the agent will write a policy tailored to your business. Keep that in mind while you're spending $65 on a background check to get a number that everybody passes around the industry to enter systems and enter work for people in other states, and think you're doing something about background and compliance, while the company background checking you is not in compliance with your business laws in your state, in your local jurisdiction. And nobody sees what's wrong with that picture. Brian Mingham, Eric Miller, IFAST press secretary, who's chairman of IFAST now. What I don't understand is why I am starting to see more business-minded people being assertive. I am starting to see. It's like I'm saying, I don't know what happened to this gal, Cheryl Cooper. Cheryl Cooper called me up wanting all kinds of information, advice, where to look, blah, blah, blah. And now Cheryl Cooper's in the wind. Her email address keeps coming back, not deliverable. Cheryl Cooper's supposed to be an attorney investigating Wells Fargo home mortgage, Premier Asset, Brookstone, and Doobie or somebody. I don't remember what the other group was there, but she was supposed to. The person who represented themselves to be Cheryl Cooper on the phone represented themselves as somebody investigating and wanting to charge because their client had been harmed. Their client had standing. If you remember our conversation about standing and how you have standing when it comes to legal matters and legal precedents in the industry. Remember, there are legal cases, decided cases that are precedent in the industry. And what I'm really looking forward to, I would really love to get called back to court for whatever safeguard and MCS and MSI. Is Roe Enterprises Incorporated, are they licensed in Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi yet? I don't know. But remember, Magda Arroyo will be down at BizCon, November 14th through 17th next week. BizCon, of course, is a medical marijuana convention going on down there. So it is an industry that is rapidly growing. If you have some knowledge of how to do that stuff, grow, you got an insurance company you want to get involved with the industry, I'm telling you, there's people making money, and it's stocks and whatnot, they're going to go up in that industry. So, but here was my question. Here was one of my questions. There has long been, when it comes to insurance in the industry, there's long been this fear and debate, and I'm not really going to clear it up. I'm just going to show you how it happens. I'm going to try. I'm going to attempt. There's always been this debate that making somebody a certificate holder and additionally insured gives them some kind of control over the policy. They could do one or the other. We had an insurance agent that said one or the other, not both. He would prefer a certificate holder because if I'm insuring you, why am I insuring you? Why don't you have your own insurance? That's simple. That's what my agent said. But I asked the question. You know, there's been some confusion about this certificate holder, additionally insured, being able to control the policy, number one. And they said, yes and no. It's a funny thing depending on what the circumstances are. It could happen where the additionally insured person can control a little bit of what's going on. As a rule, whoever the policy is written for, that is who controls the policy. My next question was, okay, let's say 100 people all list company C as additionally insured. If something happens to company C and they get sued, does everybody attach? That's always been a question in the back of the thing there. This is what I found out. Yes and no. If somebody comes and sues you and attaches them because they're additionally insured, nobody else is going to attach. However, if somebody comes in and sues company C and they have a savvy attorney that sees what's going on there and that they put the proper wording in a document the first go round, everybody's liable to get attached. And that was what my agent feared, was somebody, an attorney, being savvy enough to understand that by coming in the back door, you'll get the cookie jar. Is it practical? that would happen? Is it possible? There is a slim possibility it could happen. However, keep this in mind. It would not happen if I'm in and you were in this 100 people. Let's say they sued one of the 100 people. It would not happen that way. It won't happen that way by us getting sued and them being attached because they were additionally insured. It would be them getting sued because we're additionally insuring them. That was my understanding, and I hope that clears that up for everybody. It's been a huge question for quite a while. I keep getting questions on that. I do appreciate the questions. We haven't heard from the fraud reporting guy over there at foreclosurepedia.org. Foreclosurepedia.org. He's been on the road traveling for a bit there. He'll get settled in. I'm sure we're going to get some. Sure, we're going to get some good stuff coming out of him this weekend. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up. If you got a question, a Business 101 question, started connecting on Twitter with a couple people that do business commentary, business podcasts. We'll see if we can get them involved with a couple questions here and there. You got an insurance question? What kind of question you got? Let's ask the question. Comment down below if you like what you hear. Subscribe to the station, folks. It's all good. If you can help out, hit the website, give a donation. As always, hang on. Let's dance it out here, folks. Let's dance it out here. Oh, I lost. Oh, it's on the wrong button, huh? It's over here on this button. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hey, aim your way. We're waiting for you to pop up. It's been a couple weeks. Where are you? Aim your way. Come on. We need something new to talk about in the property preservation industry, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the station. Donate if you can. Let's have a great day. Let's all be safe out there, huh?